What if I tell you that you can now have this superpower? Imagine a process that can harness the power of AI to help you become an full stack developer in just one day. Yes, that's possible. Welcome to this absolute beginner's crash course to use Cloud AI effectively to create a full stack SaaS application in just one day. The full stack AI SaaS that we are going to build today in this video is called Emoji. It's an AI powered emoji generator app built for YouTube content creators to create emoji for their members or fans, something I needed for my newly launched YouTube membership program. The app has a simple, sleek, yet modern landing page with subtle animations showcasing some of its generated output. It has a robust authentication, social media integration possible through Clerk. Once a user logged in, it invites the user with a simple yet effective dashboard where it allows user to upload their channel image and select an emotion. Once the user presses the generate button, it immediately generates an emoji powered by Pal.ai's new Flux-based GenAI image model. It also stores the generated emoji into cloud so that the users can check their history of generated emojis and download anytime they wish. This is empowered by UploadThings. When they are out of credit, they can purchase additional credit or become a premium member to enjoy additional benefits. This feature is powered by Stripe integration. We have used Next.js for full stack development, SADCN UI for different UI components, Framework for all these subtle animations, Tailwind CSS for customization, and Supabase as the database. And the best part is I have not written a single line of code to build this app, as the entire application is written using AI but without spending any API cost. But here's the thing, this isn't a video where you sit back and learn passively like other YouTube and Udemy videos. It's an action based, which means I encourage you to follow along and take action as we progress. So open up your laptop, get comfortable, and let's dive in. Have you ever thought about creating a full stack application using AI's chat-like interface like Claude AI? Well, you absolutely can. And little did I know about this a few days back. Before we move ahead into this crash course, just wanted to say that if you are looking to create your SaaS ideas or looking for smart automation leveraging AI, then you should subscribe to this channel and definitely hit that bell icon, because otherwise you may not see me again in this vast sea of YouTube. And of course, I regularly make videos on this topic, so you may find some more topic interesting in the near future. With that said, let's proceed. Now, generally, creating full stack apps using AI through chat-like interface like ChatGPT or Claude AI are really difficult, primarily because of two things. One, multi-line edit. So when you do any changes in any full stack application, the changes in the app is generally required in multiple files and across multiple lines, right? And that is really difficult with the AI chat models to track all the changes as you progress through your communication with the chat interface. And this is why you see a lot of agentic framework that has came in over the last 1 or 2 years. Few examples are like Ada, Claude Dev, Continue, Devin, or even latest Cursor ID that you probably is hearing a lot about. So how these tools are solving this problem is these tools are generally taking care of tracking multiple files across your projects, and while it prompts to the specific AI model, it usually only sends the specific relevant files in the prompt. And that's how this agentic framework works and help you create different applications. But then using this agentic framework requires API key, and that means there is API cost based on your usage. So that means the cost could grow up based on the app that you are trying to build. So if you are someone who is in a very strict budget of creating a SaaS application, the chat-like interface is your best friend. There is the other problem, which is the token limit. And as it fills up the entire context window, then either the model starts hallucinating because it could not track all the communications and all the code files that it has generated in your communication, or it would hit the token limit because with each new prompt, you are basically centering the history of all the communication, which will easily eat up the token limit, and you might hit the daily limit provided by the AI provider, right? So that is usually a problem with the chat interface. And this is one of the reasons why I left ChatGPT Plus subscription just a few days back. I made an entire video about it, why I left OpenAI, even though they have released their smartest model. You can check the video from your right top corner if you are interested. However, after leaving ChatGPT Plus, now I have taken up the subscription for Claude AI, mainly because I have seen that Claude AI have some interesting concepts such as projects, artifacts, and Knowledgebase, and these are all embedded into their chat interface. And in this video, we are going to create a real-life AI application or SaaS application using these features in a right way, and we'll see how they perform. In the last few days of experimenting with Claude AI, I have really found and discovered a really interesting framework and process using which I think anyone, literally anyone, can now transform their idea into a full stack application without knowing much about full stack development. To prove this framework and process, I am challenging myself and Claude AI to create an web application using Next.js framework. Just so you know, I have never written a single line of Next.js code in my life ever. The closest full stack framework that I have used is Wasp, which is a really easy DSL based framework with a free starter template, and you can learn more about this in a video that I have created on this channel earlier. Again, the link of that video you should find in the description and also on your right drop. Like many people, I mainly use Python for my regular and fun projects. I have even created an AI voice agent that businesses can use for their sales and customer services. And you know what? I have completely open sourced it. If you want to check that out, check out the details in the description, and again I will attach the demo video of that. Check that project if you are interested as well. Let's start this absolute beginner's crash course by opening up the Claude AI chat interface. To open Claude AI chat interface, I'll go to claude.ai/chats, and if you haven't logged in, you can use continue with Google, as I have already created an account using my Google email address. Now this is how the chat interface looks like. So for those of you who haven't used Claude before or haven't used Claude's premium features before, let me first talk about the features right away. Much similar like the ChatGPT interface, I do have the professional plan, and I'll really suggest you have the professional plan too. So with the professional plan, you will have more usage for Claude 3.5 Sonnet, and we definitely need the Claude 3.5 Sonnet as this is the model that we are going to use across this course. Plus you will have some premium features such as projects, artifacts, and Knowledgebase that you can straight away use to create your first SaaS application. So please make sure you have the professional plan. If you do not have it yet, maybe just register for 1 month and use it, create your idea by following along this course, and then maybe just cancel the subscription. Now click here and go to settings and go to profile, and here please make sure that you have enabled this artifact option. If this is not enabled, it should be pre-enabled already for you. If not, please make sure you enable the artifacts, because this is something that we really need. And also please enable the prompt suggestion. Again, this is not something that is required, but there is no harm in having this enabled as well. So that's it from the Cloud setting point of view. Now let me give you a quick idea about the 3 important features in Cloud AI, which is projects, artifacts, and Knowledgebase. Now, generally, whenever we interact with any AI chat-like interface, we usually send an instruction. Now, an instruction can be categorized into 2 parts. One, which is the system prompt, where you will instruct how the AI model should interact or respond back, and then you have the step input or the actual input of the questions or the query that you are asking the chat model. As you send this particular instruction to the AI model, like Claude here in this case, Claude with the artifact options enabled, it generate the response in 2 ways. Either it generate an instruction, depends on your input instruction. If that requires any kind of code or text output, then it will create that particular text or code on the right side panel, which they call it as artifacts, and in the left side panel you will have the chat response, which could be instructions or general response. The other concept or feature that sets Cloud AI set apart from the other of its competitor like ChatGPT is the concept of project. So what is a project? Project is more sort of, you can consider as a collaborative workspace which you can share with other member in your team or outside your team, and each project can have like knowledge base. That means in every project you can have a separate instruction, separate, let's say, code file in case of any coding project. You can have documentations, you can have any website in a markdown format, anything that you can edit on knowledge base. And the best part is each project knowledge base has 200,000 token context. So that means you can literally upload almost 500 page book as a knowledge base for a specific project. You can even save the artifact that is created as part of your communication with Cloud AI, save it in the knowledge base for a specific project. And then as the project base is shared across your teams, they can create new chats and work on their specific goal on that same project, and they can update the knowledge base as they, let's say, complete a specific task that they are working for. So this is how the Cloud works overall. Let me just give you a quick example of how everything works in Cloud. So if I now go ahead in the Cloud chat interface and just say create me a Python code to transcribe YouTube videos, as I provide the URL of the video and send it, and as you can see that it has generated on the left side the instruction or the regular chat response kind of running through the code that it has generated, and in the right side it has generated the actual code that we can use. Now, one of the problem with direct using the chat interface is, now if I want to, let's say, add more features into it, I just need to ask here that please add a feature. This could be a feature that I can add. That means now in the next iteration, the Cloud will take the history of this communication in its context to generate the response, and as a result the token context could fill up easily, and I can hit the daily limit of 200,000 content because the token context will be filled up, right? So what I can instead do is I can just download this file, and instead of continuing in that particular chat interface, I can just create a project. So I just come here on the left side, click on projects, then I click create project. I just give it a name as YouTube transcriber, and then just create a project. You can just add content here, click upload from device, and you can add the code file that you probably already have as part of your existing project, and then you can interact within this project. And if you have, I think, enterprise plan, you can actually share the project, you can start the project so that you can see this in your home interface. You can add more content, documents, and maybe step-up instructions and everything else, right? So this is how the project actually works, and each new chat that you will create, it will come up here in the your chat section, so you can actually spin up as many chat as you want in a specific project by different team members or even by yourself. So this is how the Cloud projects and artifacts and knowledge base works. Now in the next section we will see the actual process that I was talking about, the framework that I have found, which is really helpful to create the entire full stack SaaS application. Are you ready? Let's proceed to the next section. Hey, I really hope that you are enjoying the content so far and it's giving out some value to you. If yes, then please don't forget to like the video so that this video reaches out to other people like you. Now it's time to introduce you to the process or the framework that I was talking about earlier to create the real-life SaaS application using Claude AI's chat interface. So as I was discussing earlier regarding instructions, artifacts, and projects, I have specifically told that you can create a project, add knowledge base, and create multiple chat from using the same knowledge base or the project, right? So the idea or the process is something like this. So first, what we will do, we will use a normal Cloud chat interface, not using a project, but normal using Cloud chat interface. We will first create the master plan of our project. Now, what is a master plan? So the master plan will actually contain everything that is needed for your project. So how do you get the master plan? So we'll use a specific prompt, and I will also share you the prompt. So using the prompt, you can interact with Cloud AI's chat interface, where the Cloud AI will ask you different questions about the idea or the project that you are trying to build, and then it will actually draft you a master plan as an artifact. What we are going to do then, we are going to save the master plan or save that artifact in our local system. Then we'll go into the Cloud AIs and create a new project, and then we will add the master plan as the knowledge base. So the first document as knowledge base will be the master plan that will contain everything like your technology stack, your database layer, what you're trying to achieve, what are the features, and how the user journey would look like, everything. We will also feed in some kind of design diagrams or some kind of sequence diagrams, wireframes into the project knowledge base. So once we have that, then our project is ready. Next, what we will do, we will start out the project structure. So we will use another system prompt and we will ask Cloud AI to create project structure, how the project content would look like, in which folder, what particular file will be kept, and all these details. That means all the project files that is needed for the project will be first created by Cloud AI, and then we are going to just copy and paste those files into our IDE and create the project. So what Cloud AI is doing at this stage is it is spitting out those start file as artifacts. So we are going to add those artifacts into the project knowledge base. I know at this stage all your project files will be blank without having any significant code, but that's fine. We're just going to add this as the project knowledge base. And then comes the third step. In the third step, what we will do is we will do a feature iteration. So we'll have a system prompt for the third step, and the third step we will run iteratively. Like we will run as many times as it needed to complete all the features. So what we are basically going to do is we are going to spin out new chats every time for a specific feature or a specific issue that you are trying to solve. So that means we are not going to use one chat window for all the feature development or any issue fix. We are not going to do that. We are going to have all our code files, all our design documents and everything as the project knowledge base. And then for each of the feature and each of the issue that you are facing, we will create a new chat, and then we will continue the discussion and until that particular feature or that particular requirement is completed. Once that is all completed, we will save the artifacts, which will be, as of course, your codes most of the times, and sometimes there will be some documents also. Then what we will do, we will update the knowledge base. We will take all those code, we update our ID, and we also update the knowledge base. And then we'll see if there are more features to be added. If yes, we will again do the same thing. Okay, so this is how this iteration will continue until all your project features and project requirement is fulfilled. Once all the feature is set and we have tested the code, then the process will end. So this is the framework, and you will have access to all these design documents and whatever I have shown so far, and also the system prompt that I'm going to share that you can get using the link from the description below. So use the description below and get all these details for free. Okay, so please use that, and also make sure to join the community. Now at this stage, you have one action to take. Okay, so what is your action? In this stage, your action is, first, you need to join the community. Okay, so first thing, join the community using the link at this stage before we proceed. So that is action number one. Once you join the community and completed all the formalities like the onboarding course and everything, which is free by the way, then you will see a channel named App Ideas #Claude AI. Now post the app idea that you are trying to build there. Now you might ask, oh, someone is going to steal your idea. Don't worry, maybe just post the basic idea, or maybe just the primary feature, whatever it is. The only reason is I really want you to complete the SaaS idea that you want to build. Okay, so that is the only reason why I am asking you to post the app idea. This is a way that you are committing to the community that yes, you are going to complete this project. And as I said, this is an action-based course, so I'll make sure that you have taken the action. So I might just come back in the community and ask about your status and progress and all this stuff in the later on. So please make sure you do that and take the action, please. Now once you do that, once you have posted the idea, the third step is you should use the link from this video description to download all the free content, because the free content contains the prompts that you will need in the next step as we will proceed and start creating our project or our full stack app. So please make sure you complete all these 3 steps, and then you can update in the community that yes, I have taken all these steps. So that is kind of a milestone 1. So I hope you will take the action, and then let's proceed with the next part of this video. Let's proceed and use the process and the framework that we have discussed earlier and apply it in real time and create our full stack application. All right, guys, now we are back to my desktop where we'll start building the real SaaS application. Now, if you remember the process that I have discussed, the first step on building the SaaS using Claude AI is to create the first master plan. Now, what is the master plan? That is the plan which have your all the project details, all the project plans, because what happens sometime is you have a really good idea, but unless we have that idea written down somewhere, we probably have a lot of things big or haven't considered sometimes. So it is really essential that you write down the project details and the project plan in a piece of paper or somewhere, so that you have something to reference for, and you have jot down everything that is in your brain or that is in your mind. This is really important. So we will actually going to collaborate with Claude AI and first create our project plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste this prompt. Now you will have access to this prompt, and all the project files that we will create. So make sure to download all these details for free using the link in the description. So what we are basically saying to Claude is that you are an experienced software architect and software engineer. Please guide me through creating a masterplan.md file as a blueprint, and just ask me to understand the project details, including requirements, tech stacks, and everything else that is needed to be understanding. What will happen is the Claude will keep on asking me question until it gets all the information before it can write the project plan. Yeah, so this is the step, takes some time. It's not like just one prompt hit and get everything done. So this is the step where you are actually collaborating with AI and giving out all the details that is in your mind and creating a really detailed and really matured project plan. Okay, so this step will take time, and depend on the output from this step will really depend how our next steps will be, how easy our next steps will be. And please give some time to create all your project details, because that will make it easier for the next steps where we will actually create the code. So I'll just send it and I'll wait for a second or so, and then it says could you tell me a bit more about the project that you have in your mind? So what I'll do is, first thing, let's just drag it all left so I have the main screen here. So it's asking give me the details about the project, main concept and the problem that you are looking to address, and overall vision and goals. So let me type it out. So what is the idea that we are trying to build? Is the problem that we are trying to solve here is very simple, that as a YouTube channel owner, YouTube provides the custom emoji to be used as comments for the fans or the members. Now, one of the problem that I heard was I didn't have a custom emoji. So I wanted to create a custom emoji that I can use and give out to the members, and I'm sure there will be other channels who also need these custom emojis. Now there is a specific requirement of custom emojis, so which we can just copy, and we can say here that I'm looking to create an AI powered custom emoji generator application which will take YouTube channel name and all this blah blah blah. It's going to create custom emoji that the YouTube channel owner can upload to YouTube to be used by their paid members in the comment and in the live stream. And here is the emoji requirement from YouTube. Yep, so we are also going to give the requirement that is specified from YouTube. It also knows what I am referring by emoji. Okay, so this is the idea. We are just going to send it. Now it asks me further questions. How do you imagine users interacting with your application? Would it be a web-based tool or a mobile app? Are you planning to integrate directly to YouTube API, or will users manually upload their generated emojis to their YouTube channels? And besides YouTube channel name, profile picture, are there any other inputs you'd like to be able to provide? Okay, so I'm just going to copy these three things. So what I have done is I have now given answer to the question that Claude AI have asked. I'm just going to say it will be a web-based tool. At the moment, I'm not going to integrate the YouTube API. We can do that later. And I'll just say, let's keep it simple. And I'm actually asking Claude to give me some suggestion if we need any more information to create the emoji, right? So let's send that and let's see what it says. Now it has asked me 5 more questions. So at this stage, I'm just giving out again all the details because it is asking whether there should be any more input that we should take from the user. I said let's keep it simple for now. The second stage is asking what AI model to use. I'm just saying let's use file.ai model. I'll talk about file.ai later in the video. And then it's asking, where are you planning to store the emojis? Are you planning to store the emojis, or you just want user to download it? So I said, yeah, please keep it stored and also give users access to download those images. The free tier emojis will be visible in the landing page so that it promotes the generated emoji from our platform.
However, the premium member generated emoji will be privately stored. The fourth question, is there any fine tuning? So I said no editing feature. We'll just give users options to regenerate if he or she is not happy. There shouldn't be any credit deducted for 3 revision on any specific emotion. And then the fifth question was, should there be an user account? I said yes, there should be a user account. There should be a free tier with additional credit purchase option, and a premium tier with predefined credit provided each month included. Yeah. And then I'm also saying I am adding some design, some wireframings, and the API guide, so please go through that. And then what we'll do is just add those. So this is the Fal AI document, and this is the homepage wireframe design that we have created. It's a very simple one, but this is the homepage. This is the landing page where all the generated emojis will be shown, and then there will be a button to just generate emoji button. Once they click, there will be a login or sign up page. And then this is the component design, where this is the Next.js app where we have front end and back end. User will connect to the front end, and the back end will also have connection to a database server for different functions. And then for the AI generation, it will call Fal AI API. And we have said here it should use React UI using SADGN component, Fal AI API for emoji creation, and we should have a Postgres database. So it should have some. So with these details, it should have all the details, at least all the granular details that I have think through, and then it will ask me more question. Now it is just confirming its understanding. So only thing that I'm just going to correct him or improve upon is that I have intention to use Clerk authentication for user registration and authentication. I'm just saying free tier member should have 3 free credit to try the app, and for storage we will use UploadThings to store the generated emojis. Other than that, it all looks fine. Let's see. So I'm just saying please include SADGN UI component, and let's discuss the other things. We could use framer motion for, as it says, it could use framer motion for animation. And this is now it started drafting the plan, the detailed master plan as an artifact. Okay, so now it has created the detailed master plan, and what we are going to do is just going to download this master plan. So now we are almost ready with the next step. As you can see, the master plan is generated. This is all good. All this technology will be used for front end. The back end is its Next.js API route and Node.js. Database is PostgreSQL. File storage, UploadThings, and authentication Clerk. So we have got all the details. It has also created a conceptual data model. This may not be right at the stage, but we will see later on. And yeah, we are ready to move to the next step of our application. Now it's time for you to take an action. Remember, this is an action-based course, so if you have not generated your project plan like this one, next task for you is to go to the community again, come back to the community like this one, and go to app ideas, and you should have your post here, as you have already taken this step as I have explained before. Right? If you have not, so please make a post about what you are trying to build in a very short sentence or word. This is basically where you are committing to the community that you are building the app and you're finishing the app using the guide or using this crash course, right? And let the community also help you in the process, because I'm sure we'll face issues and you will need help. You just want to probably share the success story of your SaaS. So use this particular channel. It's free, so please use that and make sure that you're taking the action. So what you need to do is, if you have already created a post, just find your post where you have already posted your app idea, and then you will click this comment button here, and in the comment section you will comment that you have now created the project plan. So this is like this, you'll say like stage project plan creation, and then I'll just say completed. So just you can do like simple like this, anything, or if you want to give more details about the project plan, you can do that. But please make sure you use a thread of your own post. Don't just put it on someone else's thread or someone else's post, so that you have a complete tracking, and then just put the comment. Now let's say if you need a help, what you can do is just click here and copy link, and you can put it, and you can put the details of what help you need from the community, and then provide the link to your thread, so that other community member who want to help will know the details of your project and all the stuff, so you don't have to write it again and again. And then we'll go to the second phase where we'll start out the project. Okay, now that our project plan is ready and the master plan is ready, we will now move to the second stage, where we will create the new project in the Cloud AI console, and then we will add the master plan and other documents as the knowledge base, and then we will create the project structure, the basic structure without any real code in it, basically. So that the Cloud AI would know the entire project structure, where each file is, and so that we can later on in the feature developing stage, Cloud AI can reflect those files and update those codes as we continue to communicate with Cloud AI, right? So I'll go to Cloud AI now, and then just click on project. I'll just name it as emoji generator, create the project. And one of the first thing that we would do is add content, upload from device. We will add our master plan, and we will add the FAL AI face guide here. That's it. That's the initial master plan. And then what we would need is this particular prompt template, and which says basically that go through the masterplan.md and any UI design diagram and any other wireframes that is provided, and based on that you create the project structure. That's it. It is saying. So I'll just add content, and I will add the wireframes and the design of all these pages. The only thing I will mention here is that I would like this to be a TypeScript project. That's it. All the other details, it should get it from the master plan. Okay, it has given me a lot of steps. Let's do that step by step, but I think it has still not created the project structure. So I will ask I'll ask it to also, can you please now create the project structure considering all the okay. So there you go. It has added all these details of the markdown file. Now we will start working on it step by step. Okay, so first thing what it said is to create run this command in the terminal, where it has just yes. So I'll say yes. Tailwind says yes. SRC directory yes. App router, so it says no. And this is really good. You see the output, and this is also making you learn how to develop. So if you use these prompts, this is the best part, that it's also going to create the code, and it will also help you learn how to do the development as it is showing now. And this is really important, is how we have crafted and used the prompt. So make sure to use this prompt, download the prompt from the link. It has created the custom emoji generator app. Now it's asking me to install all the dependencies. So we are inside that. Yep, I'll install this. So it's installing Framer Motion, serverless client, Clerk for authentication, and it's adding Prisma for database management. That's good. The database, I would like to use Postgres database options. Okay, so now let's see. So it's asking me to use Supabase. So we will go to Supabase, create an organization as together load a project. This is not necessary, but this is just for tracking this particular project. Asking for database password, we'll copy that, we'll create the project. We will come here into the .env. I think I did a wrong thing, so I need to select the mode session, and there it should work. So go there. That was just the session mode. So yeah, I think this will work. Yeah, so let's confirm that. Yeah, I can see 2 tables were created. Emoji table have like 7 columns: ID, user ID, image, URL, emotion is public, unupdated at, and we have a user table that has 6 columns. And yeah, this looks good. And then if we run npm run dev, the app is ready, so we can actually go to this URL just to confirm. So there you go, you can see our app is showing. It's just a basic page at the moment, so that's fine. So our project framework is and structure is now created. Now the next thing that we need to do is we will come to the project. So I'm going to then say, please create the thanks for creating this tabbed out structure. Please help me with step-by-step guide on which file or feature I should build in sequence to create the complete SaaS app. And also please create the final project structure as markdown file and based on the above, so that I can use that so that I can use that reference when communicating with you. Again, this is a prompt that you should use after your basic project structure is created and it's working. So I just send it. So now it has created me the plan on how to proceed, and it has also created the project structure here. Now what I need to do is to see whether I have the exact structure created or not, just for a final check. So I'll do that now very quickly. Then I'll run through the stuff that you need to do after the project structure is met with whatever is generated by Claude. Okay, so what I have done now, that I have ensured that all of this file or the basic structure file or stubbed out file is already created in my project space. And like if you go here, you should see all the files that is created. Now this was not stubbed out before, so that is why what I have done as a next step is I just said, can you please create all the files that you haven't created as stubbed out project structure. Now this doesn't happen always. Like in my previous test, it usually created the project structure completely, but in this case it didn't do that. It didn't do that at the first go. So sometime you just need to make sure that the project structure is completely created, and a command like the previous one will ensure that you have the complete stubbed out structure created. Okay, so we are good. All these files now I have copied, but one of the most important thing that you need to do after you have created all this file is you should create 2 more files, which is one is project structure.md, and this is where you copy the entire project structure that Claude has created. This is for reference, so whenever in the feature development phase we will communicate with Claude AI, we will always refer this project structure.md to so that it follows this project structure and update the code. And the second thing is implementation steps. So here, if you have seen when I have given out this prompt, it has created a implementation details, like what are the things that needs to be done step by step, right? So I have just copied it into the implementation steps.md or markdown file. Again, we will use this file to track our progress and also to talk with the Claude AI that okay, this feature is done, so let's move to the next feature. I hope you have been following properly and you have been taking steps. That is why I have said at the start that this is an action-based course. So please make sure you are taking all the action when you are following this course. Again, just to make sure that you have taken action, what I have done is at the end of each stage, I have an action template created for you. So please make sure you follow that action template to make sure you are in the right path. We are good for now. All I have to do is remaining is now I have to update the project knowledge base with all the tsx file that is being created. So I just go click update from device. So now I have updated all the files, all the stuffed out files. So this file doesn't have a complete code yet, but I have updated this so that we can actually now start creating our app. So next we'll move to this third step, the iteration stage, where we will start creating our feature based on the plan that Claude has given us. Are you ready? Let's proceed. Now it's time for you to take action. So what you have to do at this stage after you have created your project structure is you have to go to the community again, and you should go to this particular channel, app ideas Claude, and then you find your post, the post that you have created after you have done the stage 1 where you have created the master plan, and then find the thread that only find your thread, and I'll tell you the reason why, and then comment on your post on your thread basically with the project structure. Now if you don't want to share your project structure, that's fine, you can just say the project structure created is completed. So again, in a way you are letting the community know that you are actually serious about creating the SaaS, and this is also a way where if you share the project structure, where other community member can help you in case you are stuck at some stage, or I can help you probably. So that is where project structure, if you can provide, is good. If you do not want to, it's fine, it's not a problem, but please make sure you follow the action and you update the thread always. Okay, so I'm just going to save my comment there, and that's my project structure. I have updated it there, and now we will go into the next step of the development. Now we will follow the plan that Claude has provided to us. So we'll go ahead with the first particular feature at this step where we will set up the authentication. Now here for authentication, there are a few steps that we have already provided by Claude. Now we could approach this as two-way. So sometime a particular feature implementation may need changes in multiple files. So if that is the case, then what you can do is you can create new chat for every file or every sub-step implementation. And sometimes it is not required because, for example, this step, which is just setting up the authentication with Clerk, I think there is not a lot of step that is needed, or there is not a lot of code changes that is needed. So what we will do, we will set up this entire feature as part of one chat. We'll try to do that. If it fails, that's fine. We can always delete the chat and we can start it again, right? Before we move forward, what we have to definitely do is we have to save the state of this particular project. So we will do git init and just add this. We're just going to save it locally. That's not a problem. Stage 2. So now I have just updated that the stage 2 is completed. For safety reason, what we can also do is just create a branch. Okay, so what we can do is feature/authentication, because this is what we are going to set up. And now we will continue our development and our communication with the Claude using the feature. So you are with me. So let's proceed with the next step and let's set up the authentication. So for that, we will create another chat and we will give this entire prompt. And this prompt is where we are saying that always refer the masterplan.md or stuffed out, complete the project files, always refer to project structure.md. That is why I said it is very important that you create the project structure and upload it here as markdown file. And we have also said that to review which stage we are in, you always check the implementation steps.md. So this is one of the prompt, kind of a system prompt, and then we will add our actual user input. So what is my user input here is basically I'm saying let's proceed with step 1 of the implementation, which is set up authentication with Clerk. That is the step 1 of the implementation steps here mentioned, and then I have just copied all the sub steps here, saying based on the plan, here's what we need to do. And then I said please add, remove or modify any steps that is necessary and not given in this instruction. Help me set up this step as I'm completely beginner in Next.js and Clerk. Friends, you do not need to do that because that's already part of the knowledge base, but it is just to help generate more better code. I'm just giving it there, and then we'll send it. So it has spawned out a lot of the steps, so I'm just going to drag this corner and we're going to follow this step by step. So first step is it is asking me to install this, so I'm just going to copy that, install this there. So Clerk is installed. Then it's saying that setup Clerk provider in source pages app.tsx. So we'll make a small modification. It says, so we will go to the app.tsx and then we will just paste the code. Then it says create sign in and sign up components. So this looks good, but we'll create additional component for signing and sign up pages. So it says create a new file that's called this. So pages sign in. So we'll go to pages. Let's just make sure we are doing it as source pages sign in. So source pages, and then we create a folder sign in, and then we add the file there, and we just copy this there, and then another file it says called sign up. We come back to pages, create a folder, and then again use this another tsx file. You have to copy this there, and then it says implement the protected routes. To implement that, we use Clerk's middleware. So create source middleware.ts, the root of the source folder. We have to create it. So this is the source, and we will create here middleware.ts, and we update it there. And then we will say you need to add your Clerk API keys. We will follow these 2 steps a bit later. Let's complete with all the code. And then it says go to source component user profile.tsx. There has been a little bit changes that I had to make just by searching online. What I have found out is that the middleware config that was given by Claude AI seems to be a bit old. I think it's because of the knowledge gap that Claude have, because when I went into the Clerk dashboard, this is giving me a different middleware. And so I just copied this middleware file here into the middleware and then I have just started the application. Just restart it now. And now if I just go and restart my application, I can see the sign in and sign up button. I know it's not very fancy, we will fix that later, but we will just test it. So we'll just use this one for now as to test this. And Clerk seems to have sent an authentication email. I can see that. So we'll just use 18070, and there you go. Our user is created, test emoji user. And if we do manage account, we can see the details as well, and it also shows where I have logged in and everything. So this is really good, and this is all powered by Clerk. So our authentication feature is now working and it is completed. So what we will do now is we'll come here and we will say this feature is done. Again here, done. So this feature is updated now, and what we now next need to do is we have to now go ahead into the project and we need to update all the files that was changed. So let's take a look what all files that was changed. First thing, that underscore app.tsx was changed. So we come here, we delete this one, and then we'll update that later on. Let's first delete the existing one. There was no changes into these buttons. 2 new pages added. Middleware.ts is updated. So we find that middleware, it's not there anyway, so that's good. Added there. New page is added. User profile, I think it was not there earlier. Index.tsx is updated. So index.tsx is updated. We'll remove that.
and then we will add content, upload device. So we upload the middleware TS, we update the sign up and sign in TSX files. Now I'm going to ask Cloud to update the project structure, and I've given the existing project structure that we have, right? And so as you can see, it has spit out all the changes that it has done. So for example, it has added the user profile.tsx, and we have added the clerk.tsx, and we have updated app.tsx and index.tsx, and we have updated middleware.tsx, and we have added these two new files, right? And we have also updated nextconfig.js, because we have actually it should be nextconfig.mjs, where we have updated the Clerk domain name. So I'm just going to copy this, come back here, and I'm going to update it. It's just going to update this as, I just want to update it as MJS. Cool. Again, we'll go back, project, we'll add content, upload, and we'll upload the new project structure. So everything is now updated into the project knowledge base. So that means now we will iterate again as per our process and framework. We will focus on to the next feature, and we'll develop the next feature. Are you ready? Let's do that.
Hey, it's action time again for you. So what you have to do again, come back to the community, find your thread, and now you will add your first feature, whatever feature that you're adding. Once that is completed, just add this comment just to track your progress. So I have updated my thread that I have added the authentication feature using Clerk. Sure. So take action, complete your SaaS, and let's proceed to the next section.
Now let's proceed with our next feature, where we will set up the landing page, and these are the steps or sub steps that we need to update, right? So we will do the same thing. We will go back to the Cloud and we again paste the same exact prompt, and then we say let's proceed with step 2 of the implementation. And what is that? That is implementing the landing page. And then we will say that these are the sub steps that we need to execute, and we are going to update the index.tsx file here. So I will do index.tsx. So we have added the wireframe design as well. We have added all the bland code, and we have said this is what we have to do in the step 2, and we have added our system prompt, which is the same system prompt we have used before, and we just send it. It has updated the code. Now once that is done, we will come here and try to load that page, and this is already looking much better. There are some problem that I can see which we can fix. So the sign in button is working, the sign up button is working, but I think this sign up button is not work. Oh, this is also working, which is good. The learn more button, of course there is nothing, but we do not want this two button. So we will say that I would like to update everything, sign in or sign up. Okay, so these 4 changes that we want to do. So just send it. So it's asked me to install the framework motion. So let's first do that. Right. So this looks much better now. I just forgot to do one thing. There is a logo that I had already added. I can just ask it to use the logo. Right, this looks much better, and all we want is generate emoji to spin up the sign up page, but we can fix that later as well. Let's fix that actually. So I'm just saying that please update the generate emoji button so that if user is logged in, then let's get it to dashboard page. If he is not logged in, pop up the sign in page. So let's see what it does. It says update the hero. Come here, it says sign in. I click sign in, continue with test emoji user, continue. So we will fix the dashboard page in the next step, but at the moment at least we can see that the generate emoji is working, at least for people who have not signed in. So we'll fix that rest of the thing in the next section.
Now what we are going to do is we are going to update again all the files that we have updated into the knowledge base. So how do we know that which files are updated? It's very simple. We will come here and we will just say its status, because remember we were working on the feature on a custom branch. So we will do that, and then from here we can see what all pages have been updated. So we can see feature, hero, and pricing have been updated. The app tsx, dashboard tsx, index tsx, these are all updated. So we will just do git add its status, and also we'll come here and we'll mark it as done. So now let's update all the file one by one. So we will first update the implementation step, update all this file. I think what I have done by mistake is I have created this feature branch, and where I have done both the feature. Going forward, what we'll do for each of the feature, we will create a separate branch so that we don't have to update same file again and again, because that has actually caused the mistake from my side. So we'll update the project structure. So we'll just put a commit there. And at this stage, what we want to do as well is we want to create our remote repository so that we can just create and merge the changes. Okay. So, yeah. All set. We will now move forward to the next section. Now again, it's an action time. So again, I will go back to the community and I will add another comment here that feature did, just say landing page completed. Yeah, so whatever feature you have created or whatever feature you have completed, just add it there as comment. And then what we will do is we'll come back to Claude AI, and then here is you will see 3 chat history. Now what we have to do is, because you can see that if we want to come back later, as your chat history will grow, you will face issues in identifying which chat history that is used for developing the landing page and which chat history you have developed for adding authentication, right? So that is why what we need to do is just rename this chat so that we can easily track it. So we'll just click here. Now this is where we created the stubbed out structure, right? So that's why what we will do, we'll just rename it, and then we'll say project framework. Why we are doing that? The reason is because we can come back and we can, if we want to, let's say, make some modification to the landing page later on, we can just come back and continue our chat from this particular chat window. Okay, so I hope this all makes sense to you. Please take all this action, and we will now go ahead and create our next feature. Now let's progress with our next feature, which is the generating the dashboard. So we will set the same prompt here, then we will add the step details that we want to achieve, and we will send it. Now it has started to spell out the new dashboard.tsx. So let's do one by one. So we will take the dashboard component and we update it there. It's fine, it's still throwing some error, which we will fix later. Dashboard.tsx, this line seems to be throwing error. However, we have a component generator below. When we go into the components, emoji generator.tsx, we will copy that here. Okay, and then we come here, start the application, and if we hit like slash dashboard, so this is how the dashboard looks like. But as you can see, the headers are all missing, it's not showing properly. Okay, so what we are going to say that we need 3 things to fix. One, the page is very bland, we need to update as per the wireframe. So what I will do, I'll just add some wireframe design that we created. I said it doesn't have it. I put a sidebar. We already have created a few of those because we haven't created the sidebar yet. And then we are saying, let's see if we can fix that. So it has asked us to create another dashboard layout .tsx, update the generator.tsx, and also update the dashboard page. Now it has added the theme as well, asked us to install Framer Motion. Let's do one by one. So we'll create a dashboard layout.tsx here. Okay. And then we can just say that few of the things are throwing error. So we'll just specify them with emoji generator. We see this error. So emoji generator.tsx throws this error. And what else you see? The dashboard layout.tsx throws this error. Let's see. Okay, so let's check the checkbox.tsx into the UI. What we can do, we can just ask it, can we use shadcn checkbox instead? So checkbox is added now, as you can see, checkbox, and level component also is asking us to install. So install level. Now there is no error. This is really good. And for the dashboard layout, there was some steps that it was already asked us to do. So we just copy the dashboard layout. Update it there. Again, dashboard layout looks good. So yeah, it probably looks okay. We have done everything what Claude have asked. So this also looks good now, as you can see. We will try to access the dashboard, and it's popping up the sign in button, which is really good. So use this to log in our test emoji user, and there you go, our dashboard. This looks really good. This has added the custom theme here. You can upload your image file. You can select which one you want to generate, and then if you hit generate emoji, that should generate the emoji. Functionalities are not yet created, so it's showing 10 credit remaining, and we can click purchase more credit to purchase more credits. But yeah, I just really love this page. There are a lot of work that needs to be still done because none of this page are created yet. After adding that in, the landing page has also started showing a little bit wrong structure, which we need to fix as well. But yeah, we will do that in the coming section. So what we will do here is we will mark that our dashboard page is done. Same thing here. But one of the really important thing that we need to do is take the project structure, and we need to ask it to generate the new project structure. So based on the above changes, please update the project structure. And this is really important to let Claude AI know what is your project structure. Okay, so what we will do, just copy this, we'll update our project structure.md. And again, what we have to do is just change this and just say that if this is the dashboard, we go back to our app and we update our project knowledge base. I will do that separately. Now you have to take an action just like before, where you will update the threads on our community saying whatever feature that you have added. I will just say completed dashboard setup and just add the comment. So I'm tracking my progress in the community, and we are good to progress to the next phase. So now we are going to develop the next feature, which is the emoji generation feature using AI. We are going to use FAL AI's models to generate the emoji. So that's what we will actually going to say to Claude AI. So very similar, we have put down the prompt, and in the end we have just sent this. Let's proceed with step 4 of the implementation. And the step 4 of the implementation plan is to do this emoji generation feature, and the sub steps was this. That's what I have also mentioned here, and I have also specified Claude to go through this guide. So how to get this guide is very simple. If you do like a sign up, and let's say if I use any of the model, let's say this model, and if you go to API, you get this page. So what I have basically done is I have copied this entire page and used it as a markdown file and have just saved it as file ai.markdown and use this markdown file to refer by the cloud to set up the necessary code, right? And then I've given the existing code, the template code basically, or the stubbed out code, so that it can prove that as well. We are good. Let's go ahead and see what Cloud does generate for us. Okay, so that's done. So let's go ahead and do step by step. Okay, so now I have done that. I'm just going to update my key here. Create the key is very simple. You just go there, click this plus button, and then you go to API keys and just create the key from here. So I've just done that, so that's all done. I've set up the key. I also have to update this domain.com. Okay, so it seems I haven't followed the guide properly. It was saying that I had to set the file key in the next.config.mjs file, which I didn't set earlier. So I have now updated that next.config.mjs with the file key, and also I have now done some further chat in that with Claude AI, and now I have also added an option to sort of download the emoji that after it has been created by AI. So let me show you how it now works in real time. Website, click on generate emoji, and I've also updated this to only accept JPG file, because it seems the model that I'm using it's only supporting JPG file, but I'll fix that later on. And let's select smile with teeth and then click generate emoji, and there you go. So the emoji is created for the image, and I can just save it. So the download button is there, and this is saved, and I can actually use this emoji now. It is also downloading in 48 pixel for YouTube. That is what it's supported by YouTube as well. And yeah, the download button is not at the right place. We can fix that later, but the functionality wise it's working. We'll now go ahead and do the next section. But before we go there, again, another action for you is to again go back to the community, open the channel, and update your thread. And then I'll just update this. So I've now updated that, and now we will proceed with the next steps. And that's how I followed every step from the Cloud AI's generated implementation guide to build that entire application from scratch. Of course, not everything went smooth as I had hoped. There were plenty of challenges, especially because I didn't know how to do code in Next.js. But now I can confidently say that I made it through. Does that make me a full stack developer? I leave that up to you to decide, and let me know in the comments. Now I know this video is getting very long, but if you are interested in the more long format, more detailed and uncut version, this tutorial where I walk you through every step, covering the hurdles that I faced and how I solved them, from integrating Stripe to file uploads using UploadThings and improving the UI components, harnessing Cloud AI's superpower. You can now join my channel's new membership program. I have just launched it, and as a member, you will get exclusive access to extended content and behind the scenes tutorials. By joining, you will not only just support me in creating more valuable content for you, but also I will be able to give back with extra perks to the membership. Plus, I have kept the membership very affordable considering the local purchasing power and currency difference across different countries, and keeping in mind that many of my YouTube channel viewers come from diverse regions where accessibility could become a key challenge. This is only to make the memberships more accessible so that as many people as possible can learn and grow together. I really hope that you will consider joining the channel
and supporting me in creating more such valuable tutorials and contents in the coming future. There is a lot exciting content coming soon, so stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure you do so. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.